Okay, so... let's see... I don't know how many of these endings I can knock out in this recording session, but, well, I'm gonna try. Okay, so now... we're going to move away from her. Hey, are you trying to get away from me? No, that's not what I'm doing. You know that's only going to make me hold on even tighter, Daniel. Although, if that's the way you want to play this... True to her word, she moves closer to me and begins to embrace me even tighter than before. Mr. Cow is still watching all of this. Sayori? This is... Sparta? No. Yeah, I think we're approaching taking advantage of me territory here, really quickly. You don't get a say in whether I help you or not, or what I do to help you. That doesn't sound scary at all. There's no need to be awkward. Dang it. There's no need to be so awkward around me, Daniel. No one can judge us or tell us it's wrong to be together like this. Every time you make those eyes. Well, I mean, we're not... what's the matter? Is someone scared of having a girl hugging him on his bed? You know that's not what I'm getting at here, Sayori. And stop looking at me with those eyes! I know deep down that you love it, Daniel. Deep down I do, but none of this feels right. At least, I don't think it does. What are you talking about? Come on, Daniel. We've only known each other for most of our entire lives. I know a lot more about you than you think. For starters, I still remember when you had that huge crush on that one singer. On that one singer. What was her name again? Hey! Don't go talking about that. Hey! Okay, no. There is no Fat Albert in this mod. We don't need to go bringing up old stuff. You know how that makes me feel. It makes me feel embarrassed. And I cringe at my younger self like, what was wrong with you? You idiot! Why don't you know any better? Well, then I rest my case. How about I remind you of how you used to be scared of Gumby when we were little? That doesn't leave this room! And neither does that one other secret. Fine. Anyway, I also happen to know that you absolutely love my hugs. Right now, the best thing for you is my warm, loving hugs. For that sweet Sayori healing. Trust me on this. Oh, those eyes. That look in her eye. It's almost like the gaze of a predator. Yes, it is! Ugh. Sayori, listen. Shh. Hush now. Stop trying to move away from me. You're only going to make it worse on you by putting so much stress on yourself. You're only... Okay, I think I know. You're only going to make it worse by putting so much stress on yourself. Yeah, so... like I said, it's not perfect, obviously. Although I know there are some people who will call me out on it. Like, there was actually someone on Reddit who was, like, trying to, quote-unquote, spell correct one of my posts. But then, I looked, and I saw that I wasn't the only one he was going after. In fact, a lot of people were kind of, like, trashing on him for going after people who apparently in his eyes were, well, not using spelling and grammar correctly. And some of these people, I know that English is not their first language, so... yeah, go figure on that one. I'm just saying, you could probably show some bit of leniency to someone, especially if English is not their first language. Like, they're still trying, right? Kind of like, we're still trying. And that's kind of why we're playtesting the game here.
Do you not like my hugs anymore? After what I've done for you, Daniel, you're going to hurt my feelings? Do you hate me now?
Damn it. No, Sayori. I wish I could tell her, but come on. Sorry, Sayori, I don't want your hugs because I feel like something is wrong with you. I'm gonna sound like a complete basket case and a huge jerk. No, you have it all wrong. It's just... I don't even know how to tell you what I'm feeling right now.
So you don't hate me?
Sayori, I could never hate you. If anything, I'm always worried that I'll make you hate me. I always mess up everything one way or another. Like right now.
You don't hate me. That's a relief. Why don't we both just calm down and take a little breather now?
Yeah, I guess we could use it. As I begin to relax, Sayori clamps herself around me once again. What in the...
Embrace the hug, Daniel. Do not resist.
You tricked me. Ugh. You tricky little pixie, you. You're awfully clingy today. Literally.
What's wrong? Come on, shy boy. You know you want to.
I know I want to confess my love to Sayori, but I don't want to confess to her like this. I try again in vain to move away from her, but she manages to drag me closer to my pillow. Oh my god, what are you trying to do here? She then brings my head to her chest. Oh, that's what you're doing. Oh, great. As if I wasn't already bothered and hot right now.
I've dreamed of this moment for the longest time, Daniel. I'm so happy. I feel like I could fly right now.
You're not the only one.
You know, right when you joined the club... Gosh, I can't believe I'm going to admit this.
What is it?
Well, after you joined, it's like my
cartwheel was doing hearts in my chest. Okay, no.
It's like my heart was doing cartwheels in my chest. Ever since that day, I'd go to bed every night with these happy thoughts in my head.
No relation to that secret poem from the base game. Or was it? Like I said, well, considering the original Night Nurse was written like 3 years ago, sometimes I can't remember my intention. Like, who knows? Maybe that was meant to be a reference to that secret poem. Okay, I think this should be thoughts of me and you.
Thoughts of me and you, just like this.
Sayori strums her fingers up my arm, slowly working her way up to my shoulder. Yeah, this isn't weird.
Just to lay in bed with you and have your arms around me. I just can't believe this is finally happening.
Meanwhile, I still can't believe this is happening. This seriously feels like one of my dreams. As I try to break away from Sayori's grasp, I feel a pinch on my thigh. Ouch!
See, Daniel? You aren't dreaming. This is real. Face it, Tiger. You've hit the jackpot.
Sayori, I'm sorry, but this doesn't feel right.
What do you mean?
I love you, Sayori. I really do. Damn it, you have no idea how much. But
what? You're clearly feeling it too.
This isn't how I pictured things going for us. This just feels so hollow. If I act now on your advances, I almost feel like I'd be taking advantage of you. I don't want to do that when you're so vulnerable.
Vulnerable? No, silly, that's not... You know that's not it. I truly want to be more than just friends. Honest.
She tries once again to draw me in closer to her. I swear, what has gotten into this girl? A crazy little thing called love. Okay, no. No, this ain't a crazy little thing called love. It's a crazy little thing it's a crazy little thing called she's gone completely psycho and cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Having you here in my arms, safe from the outside world. This is the closest we've ever been to each other, Daniel. I never want this moment to end.
Ah, so I see you're also a fan of tempting fate by saying things like this. Have you forgotten that I have a cold? Apparently. How are you okay with this?
Even if we haven't made it official, it's like we're already boyfriend and girlfriend. It's a real dream come true.
Are you even listening to me right now? Sayori, it's time to get out of Lollipop Land and join us on planet reality. I think we missed a few steps somewhere along the line, so would you mind taking it down a notch?
What do you mean? This isn't something you can just turn on and off. This is our relationship. Don't you want me to be your girlfriend?
I'd be lying if I said I didn't, Sayori. I love you. You have no idea how long I've wanted to confess, and for you to accept my feelings.
Then what's the problem?
The problem is that none of this feels right. You haven't been acting like your usual self lately, and I'm deeply concerned.
Well, let's just say I had an epiphany one day. That was when I realized I couldn't sit on the sidelines anymore. It was tearing me apart inside, watching the other girls get closer to you.
You're tearing me apart, Daniel! Okay, well, or it's tearing up my heart when I'm with you, but when we are apart, I feel it too, and no matter how... Okay, no. More 90s pop for you, although... Considering Deadpool and Wolverine is kind of making NSYNC relevant again. Who knows? Maybe more NSYNC songs will become relevant too.
Especially Monica. I couldn't sit by and let someone take you away without at least trying to win your heart.
So just like that, you just...
I guess you could say that. I'm not emotionally vulnerable, Daniel. This is how I felt for the longest time. I've just hidden all that from you. The fact that I'm here taking care of you like this. I doubt you'll find anyone else who will love you more than I do.
Ugh. I tear myself away from Sayori and sit up straight on my bed. Something just doesn't feel right about you.
You've wanted me to be your girlfriend for the longest time. Maybe you were just too scared to say it to me. You're nervous because we're taking the first step in our new relationship.
Yeah, well... I didn't want to ruin our friendship if you didn't feel the same way. Much like how I didn't want to ruin my friendship with Maddie. I would rather have kept my feelings from you and still have you as a friend than tell you and make you stop talking to me forever. Which, again, kind of like with me and Maddie. Although, I never told her how I felt about her. And yet, as time moved forward, she basically did stop talking to me forever. Yeah, mostly... I mean, I'll never know for sure, but... Considering how she was describing how things were going for her in college and how it kind of seemed like she didn't need me anymore. Saying how she didn't feel so shy talking to guys anymore, especially after talking with me. Yeah, I just imagine it's like one day she just met some guy and forgot all about me. So, yeah. It's like I didn't do either, and the result was, or No, you're right. Like, God, what am I trying to say? Yeah, I did keep it a secret from her, and I never told her anything whatsoever. And the result was still the same, where I did kind of end up never getting to talk to her again.
I know it must have been super hard for you, Daniel.
You have no idea, Sayori. Not just because of my bad memories of Aiko, but it's almost always the guy that's supposed to make the first move. But then I could never get a read on whether or not you saw me that way. And that's what always makes it confusing, even to this day. It's like dating advice, or just dating in general. It's like there should be like an instruction manual or something. Combined with how much Aiko screwed with my head, I didn't want to misinterpret anything.
Well, Aiko was just a no-good skunkbag, Daniel. She can't ever break your heart again. And I'm not Aiko, Daniel. She was just one rotten apple. Besides, sometimes it's up to the girl to make that first move if she loves the guy. Just in case he can't get a read on her. Yes, I want to be your girlfriend. See? Super easy, right?
Is it really? No.
You know you want...
Those eyes again!
You know that you know you want this, Daniel.
What was that last thing you said? And the middle thing? And that first thing?
You are so clueless sometimes. You've always been the nervous type, Daniel. I know it's hard for you to get out of your comfort zone and say what you want. I know Aiko tricking you didn't help that very much.
Well, can you blame me? After what I've experienced, it's no wonder I've been afraid to take the plunge.
I want you to stay right here with me, Daniel, so please, stop running away from me. Stop running away from love.
Because how can it be, boy? You're still a runaway. You chased a dream from heaven above. Okay, no. Yeah, that's the Runaway song that sort of inspired part of Forlorn Heart Chapter 1, kind of. At least I consider it one of the songs, anyway. Sari gets up and clings to me like a small child. Her face is riddled with confusion and concern.
Even if this is a dream, you're not just going to wake up and say you don't love me, right? You and I are going to be together for the rest of our lives, right?
I feel like I'm losing my mind here. Why do I feel like she's gaslighting me here? Because she kind of is. Not gonna lie. Like, yeah, she's kind of here, you know, like feeding you all these things and asking you these questions where it's like, well, either you say yes or you say no, and then you look like a complete jerk, and then you risk making her cry, and then it's like, damn it, I feel like such a jerk, I didn't mean to make her cry, and then it just turns into this whole fiasco, and then it's like, you know, but then if you say yes, and then you're not comfortable with it, then you end up being the one to pay the price, in that sense, because then she's like manipulating you over time, and then what? Well, one of us can't seem to tell the difference between real life. Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting for real life. Huh? Okay, well. One of us can't seem to tell the difference between real life and fantasy, but I don't know who anymore. Is it her? Is it me? Is it Mr. Cow, who's been having to watch all this whole time? Why is it so hard for me to accept this? What should I do? Okay, well, first thing you're gonna do is make a save, because we have... Yeah, this is the last major choice you make in this game. And these, well... Okay, so... What am I trying to say here? Okay. Same way that... Okay, like, this determines, like, Route A, Route B. We're on Route B now. So, Route A takes you to this choice. Route B takes you to this choice. So, what I'm going to do is we are going to deny. So, you know, we're going to deny her love. That's it. I can't take this anymore. I take her arm off me and tear myself away from her chest. I practically jump off my bed, my body facing toward her.
What are you doing, Daniel? You can't just get up and leave me like this.
I can't. Watch me.
Daniel! There's no reason for you to play hard to get with me.
No, you're not the boss of me, Sayori. This is still my house and you're here as a guest. I know you're trying to help me get better, but this senseless coddling isn't getting us anywhere.
Senseless? What are you trying to say? You're the most important thing here, Daniel. Of course I want to protect you.
Epiphany or not, you're not acting like yourself, Sayori. This isn't you.
Me? You're the one acting strange around here.
See, more gaslighting. It's like, make him feel guilty so that way he caves in and he's like, oh no, I'm sorry I'm acting so strange. Here, let me make this up to you. And, you know.
You're usually super happy to see me. What's gotten into you?
Well, pardon me for not meeting your expectations, Sayori. I can't help it if my stupid brain makes me such a failure.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
I knew it. This was all too good to be true.
No, I swear.
Without warning, Sayori lunges at me, backing me up against a wall. And she's looking at me with those eyes, while having like this very, very unsettling smile as she does so.
How about I just drive you into the corner and kiss you without a sound?
I've got a better idea. How about you don't?
I'm not letting go of you this time. You're finally here with me. We're going to stay like this. Together. Forever.
Yes.
You said you've had dreams of this happening. Don't you want this?
Really, Sayori? Gaslighting me? I shove Sayori away from me and try to I shove Sayori away from me and try to repeatedly slap myself in a desperate attempt to wake up. That's what I was trying to say. Wake up! Wake up! Wake up already!
What are you doing? Stop that!
No! This isn't a dream! You and me here? This is a damn nightmare! I have to put a stop to this!
I keep telling you that this isn't a dream, Daniel. Now stop or you're going to hurt yourself.
Whatever works.
So is that what I am to you? A nightmare? How could you be so cruel, Daniel?
I stopped senselessly slapping myself upon seeing the tears in her eyes. Wait, that's not what I...
You just called me a nightmare. You specifically said that me and you together like this is a nightmare. If that's not what you meant, then why did you say it? You want to get away from me because this is a nightmare. That's what you said.
Enough gaslighting me, Sayori. Stop twisting my words. You know that's not...
Oh, I'm twisting your words? I know what you meant.
Stop it! This is all just a big misunderstanding.
I thought you loved me. How do you think I feel? I guess I was wrong.
Calm down, Sayori. You're getting hysterical.
This is my life we're talking about, Daniel. You mean everything to me. You're my life. My world. If this is enough to scare you, just wait. I can show you a lot more. Just picture this for a moment. You fall in love with your best friend. You've secretly loved him for the longest time. You confess to him. He insults you and tries to run away from you. Sound familiar? Do you like seeing me in pain?
Are you threatening me, Sayori? This is beyond gaslighting now. I mean, well... yeah, like, if this is enough to scare you, just wait. I can show you a lot more. I mean, not gonna lie, but... that does kind of sound like a threat. Like, oh, the way I'm acting right now? Oh, you haven't seen anything yet. I can dial it up to 12, and I can really turn on the scary for you.
Why would I be threatening you? I was just asking you what you think. You know I would never hurt you. It's almost like... I don't even know you anymore.
Maybe you're right. I don't know you anymore either. You're not the Sayori I've known almost my whole life. If I didn't know any better, you'd be just another stranger to me. There are days when I wish... there are days I wish I knew when to keep my mouth shut. This is one of them. Sayori's eyes widen and she stands there motionless as if she was broken inside. I've broken her heart. I've hurt her. Ah! As Sayori stands there in shock, I break away from her and go straight to the kitchen.
Daniel, where are you going?
Somewhere that doesn't concern you.
Leave me alone already. I can't take this anymore. No, stop. You're going to get hurt.
I'm losing my fucking mind over here. I don't even know what's going on anymore. I made it to the kitchen, and not a moment too soon. I reach for a knife and rest the blade against my palm. Sayori arrives not long after.
Daniel, no! Stop! What are you doing? Put that thing down right now!
Back off, Sayori. It's something I need to do.
You're going to hurt yourself. Or worse. I don't want you to be in any sort of pain or danger, Daniel. If you're doing this because of me, then please stop. I promise I'll be a better girlfriend for you. Just don't hurt yourself, for goodness sake.
I ignore her pleas for me to stop, as I close my eyes shut and rake the knife against my palm quickly. The pain is almost unbearable to handle. I still remember the day we all found out Yuri often used knives when self-harming. She begged us to never fall into the same trap as her. I'm sorry, Yuri, but I need to do this to see for myself if this is real. I need to break the illusion. I cry out in pain and recoil as the knife falls to the floor. I open my eyes as I look at my hand. I'm surprised to see Sayori gently taking a hold of my arm in an attempt to help me.
What's wrong with you? Why would you do that?
I had to see if this was real or not.
By hurting yourself? Look, you're bleeding badly. Let's get this cut cleaned up and we can talk about this later.
Okay, and... well, this is gonna all be the same, so... well, I'm probably... yeah, in this case, I'm just going to ludicrous speed off screen, and then I'll cut to the new stuff. Okay, so we're here at the new stuff. Let me see here. Okay.
Yeah, so this part is still more or less the same as in Route A if you opt to stick with the plan. So yeah, you're literally not missing much else here. If you already saw the big twist and all that. Okay.
There, you're good to go.
Ah. Yeah, my voice is a little... Doing Sayori's voice for so long, especially, you know, raising my voice, yeah.
There, you're good to go.
Because, yeah, like, my Sayori voice is meant to be more, like, soothing and gentle, like, kind of like she is. But, I mean, obviously, especially in some Sayori mods where she does get more emotional, like, I try to, of course, get across, like, that emotion, whether, of course, we all know Sayori. We know that she goes through a lot, and she is very emotional and very in tune with her feelings. So, yeah, I kind of try to, well, you know, like, that's why I do this. Like, I try to get across, like, the feelings and emotion. Downside is, like, yeah, obviously, I'm a guy trying to voice a female character, so that obviously doesn't really go that well. But what can you do?
Does it still hurt?
A little bit, but I'll be fine.
I still can't believe you did that. What's wrong with you, Daniel? You're seriously starting to scare me. If this is some kind of revenge plan, then please stop. I promise I'll be a better girlfriend to you. Just don't do anything like that again.
If this isn't a dream and everything is actually happening, and there's either a lot of things wrong with me, or
maybe my love is real, and you're just too scared to accept it. Please, stop running away from love, Daniel.
There's the runaway reference again. That stunned yet pleading look on her face has me in a stupor. I scared her back there. I almost broke her heart before that. I've been so awful to her. It's a wonder she's still here taking care of me after what I've done. As if sensing my guilt, Sayori speaks up.
It's okay, Daniel. I know you. You would never try to hurt me on purpose. We both just got caught up in that heated moment back there. After all, I just want to be with you for the wonderful person you are. At the same time, I want you to see me for the person I am, too.
I think I've seen you well enough to know what kind of person you are, Sayori. I'm sorry, Sayori. Truly. I'm just having a hard time wrapping my head around this, that it feels like I'm losing my sanity.
It's fine, Daniel. I forgive you. Besides, we have all the time in the world to fully understand each other. Don't forget that I'm here for you.
Still hesitant, I give her a nod before going back to the kitchen.
Let me clean this up for you. You shouldn't put more stress on yourself.
As I pick up the knife, I look over to her as she tries to clean up the mess I made. It's strange. One moment she's furious with me. Yep, furious with me. And the next, she's back to being her usual sweet self. Then again, I did provoke her, right? Well, yeah, that was not your finest hour now, was it? I lean against the counter and bury my face in my arms. Oh, right, this part. Yeah, this is not going to end well. You've gotten pretty unpredictable lately, Sayori.
What? What was that, Daniel?
Oh, fuck my life. Did I just say that out loud? Unfortunately, yes, you did. And she heard it. I'm no better than those dense visual novel protagonists when they say the wrong things to piss off a girl. Sayori takes the knife from me, confused and somewhat enraged. Yeah, that's not good. You know what? Just kill me already. I'm sick of this.
Don't say things like that. Why can't you just accept that I love you? Could you say that without pointing the knife at me? You're freaking me out with that. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I scaring you? Kind of. What is it going to take for you to understand my feelings, Daniel? I know. There! Do you see? Now we can be twins with matching scars.
Her eyes. Sayori. She snapped. Stop this right now!
Don't you see it, Daniel? I love you so much that it just hurts me inside. Do I need to go further?
No, quit it before you hurt yourself even more!
How will I know you fully understand my love for you then?
As I tried to wrestle the knife out of her hands, we're caught off guard by the sound of the door swinging open and someone yelling while flailing a bat. No, it can't be. It can't be.
Get away from me! Get away from me! I'm armed, I'm crazy, and I'll hurt you! You again.
What the...
But... how? How are there two Sayoris?
I don't know, the same way there were two Optimus Primes. Oh hey, I left the music turned down. Oops. I'm sorry. Well... for now, I guess, considering what the song that's coming up, or the music coming up, I might as well leave it there.
Get away from her, Daniel. She kidnapped me and the other girl so she could have you all to herself. Imposter! I should have known better than to show you mercy. You can't have him. Daniel is my life, my world. You're not taking him from me. What the hell is going on right now? No time to explain right now. Just know that this skunk bag showed up in my room 2 days ago and locked me in my closet.
Wardrobe.
Your room? You mean my room? You're the one who just happened to show up out of nowhere. Don't listen to her, Daniel. She's just trying to confuse you. You know that I know which of us is the real Sayori.
I stand to the side so I can keep my eye on both of them. The Sayori with the blue bow. The one who has been taking care of me. The one who has been giving me bad vibes since the beginning. The Sayori with the red bow. As I take one look at her, I feel no negative energy from her. As I take one look, I feel no negative energy from her. Just a thought there, maybe. Well, anyway. I only feel the same warmth and comfort I always have when I'm around her. There's no denying it. You're right, and I accuse you of being the imposter! Sayori. No, the imposter Sayori begins to break. The knife clings to the floor as her hand trembles.
Daniel, how could you?
The imposter Sayori picks the knife back up and rushes over to me, clenching her free hand around my throat.
What have you done to me? After everything we've been through together, I pledge my love to you forever, Daniel. You get away from him, you skunk bag!
Sayori hits the imposter's arm with her bat, forcing her to let go of me. I hear a sickening crunch as she releases me.
Daniel, I am not the enemy. Please, let me be your remedy. can be your everything. Your cure.
I think you've already done enough. Ever since yesterday, I felt there was something off about you. Now I can see why. I'm not sure who you are or why you look like Sayori, but you're not her.
How could you say that? What about the memories we shared? Wait, what?
You might have her memories, but the real Sayori would never do anything so cruel as to abduct her friends. I don't think she'd keep anyone as a prisoner either. I know her better than that. And don't think I forgot about how you were trying to gaslight me either.
What do you want for me to prove my love to you, Daniel?
She's completely broken now. It seems as though her only reason for living was to fall in love with me, but I've denied her of that. She looks at the knife, and then at her arm. She then begins slicing away at her arm with the knife.
What are you doing? Don't you see how much I love you, Daniel? I'm willing to live and bleed for you. Can your real Sayori say she can do the same? Yes, I can. Because I love Daniel more than anything. I want to always make sure that he's as happy and safe as he has made me. I won't let you hurt him. Then you will die.
The imposter Sayori stops mutilating herself and turns the knife on Sayori. She rushes at Sayori like a demon with a furious look in her eyes. Sayori holds out the bat in front of her and tries to move away, but then that's when I make my move. Yeah, that always goes too fast for me. I can never keep up. She holds out the bat in front of her and tries to move away, but she isn't fast enough. That's when I make my move.
What? No!
I look down at myself. The knife was plunged deep into my chest, right where my lungs are. I feel my strength give out on me as I struggle to breathe. The imposter still holds the knife as I fall, inadvertently pulling it out of me as I collapse onto the floor.
Daniel! Daniel! Get up! Please get up!
I hear footsteps running toward me. It's Sayori. The real Sayori. She cradles my head as she tries to apply pressure to the knife wound with a towel.
Everything's going to be okay. I'm not going to let you...
Sayori.
Yes? I love you. I love you too, Daniel. More than you'll ever know. You have to get out of here. Away from here. Away from her. I can't leave you here, Daniel. I have to save you.
You already have, Sayori. More times than you'll ever know.
Thank you for giving me some peace of mind. Now save yourself from this psychopath. No! I can't do that to you! I love you! I love you too. That's why you need to let me go. You and I know it's too late for me. Save yourself, Sayori. This world needs you.
Sayori is trying hard to hold back her tears, but she's unsuccessful as her sobbing becomes uncontrollable. She looks back at the imposter Sayori scornfully before getting up and hesitantly backing away. She breaks into a full-on sprint as my vision starts to blur.
I couldn't have. No. No! What have I done?
The imposter cries out in anger as she falls to her knees. With the knife still in her good hand, I see her bring it to her neck.
As I feel myself fade, I hear her let out a cry of anguish.
Okay, well, now this ending is very sad. If it wasn't obvious earlier, I kind of, well, you could kind of probably hear me trying to stop myself from getting emotional back there, but you know, this is definitely the more emotional ending compared to the other two. I run over to the house, hoping I'm not too late. I could kick myself from not going with her from the beginning. I should have, but sadly I didn't. As I approach the doorway, Sayori comes running at me at full speed.
Sayori? What's going on? Kodo! Daniel, he...
Sayori drops the bat as she begins to sob uncontrollably. I pull her into my arms and hold on to her tightly. I can only guess what she's trying to say. Something so painful she can't even bring herself to say it.
Sayori, go back to the house. I need to find out what happened to this imposter as well. Okay.
Sayori and I break apart from each other, and she runs back to her house. I pick up the bat and slowly walk inside. As I step inside, I take in my possible surroundings to make sure I'm not walking into a possible ambush. As I try to close the door behind me, when I feel a sensation like a paper cut against my finger. I look to see the doorknob on the inside is covered with barbed wire. So that's what she was planning with this. Yep, that's what she was planning with all that barbed wire. Rigging up the house so that, technically, no one can leave. I wonder why. I proceed with caution to the next room. There doesn't appear to be any signs of a major struggle in this room. Aside from a small table being knocked over, everything seems to be in order. I steel myself as I make my way over to the kitchen, where I see a pool of red on the floor. I reluctantly walk into the kitchen, and I am struck with fear by the sight that awaits me. There on the floor is Daniel lying lifelessly. I try to get closer. Upon closer observation, it would seem he was stabbed in the chest with a knife, dying from a fatal wound to his vital organs. I can't help but feel the strangest sense of deja vu as I proceed further into the kitchen. I look down and spot a bloody knife. Then I look to see the lifeless body of the imposter Sayori not too far away from Daniel.
In the end, she was obsessed with him. Up until the very end.
I can't be here any longer. This is too much for me right now. I go back to the living room and I immediately call for the emergency services. I then give a call to my father. Hello?
Dad.
Sweetie, what's wrong? You weren't here for dinner. Did something happen?
Yeah, you see...
I try to keep my composure as I tell him more or less what happened. I recalled the chilling phone call Daniel made to me, the missing girls, and finding him and his captor found dead in the kitchen, like some kind of twisted, tragic love story. I left out certain details of Sayori's story, considering I find them hard to believe myself. You shouldn't have gone into this alone. You should have told me, or at least contacted the police if you suspected something.
I know, Dad, I know! I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I just wasn't sure if...
I can no longer hold my tears. My father gives a long sigh on the other line. I'm just thankful my little girl is safe. I'm hoping the same can be said for your friends once they've been found. Stay where you are. I'll be there shortly to pick up you and Mio.
Understood.
The call ends and I practically fall onto the sofa. I hear footsteps approaching. I look to see Sayori and the rest of the Literature Club girls, all with tears in their eyes. I get up from the sofa and go up to them. Tears in my eyes. I shake my head and signal for them to not go to the kitchen. I then hug Natsuki, Yuri, and Monica tightly before we go back to her house. Before we go out of the house, out to the front of the house. I'm remembering things wrong. I meet up with Mio once we're back inside Sayori's house. It isn't long before we hear sirens blaring just outside. I tell the other girls to stay inside as I go out to meet with the paramedics and the accompanying police. Being the chief's daughter, the police are somewhat familiar with me. I do my best to briefly explain what happened in the kitchen, and more or less what led up to the confrontation based on what I found and Sayori's reaction. They give me a nod as the paramedics pass by with a gurney. I then go back over to Sayori's house to await my father's arrival. Put my arm around Sayori, who is still so distraught.
I didn't want to leave him. He told me to save myself. He said he loved me and he wanted you to live, Sayori. I should have done something! There wasn't much else you could have done against that demon of a woman. I shouldn't have let you gone in there on your own. I should have gone in with you and...
I can't help but feel myself breaking down again. Sayori pulls me in for a warm embrace.
He gave you a chance to live, Sayori. The gift of life. I think that's the best gift anyone could give someone they love. I wish he could be here, right beside me, so I could tell him how much I loved him. I think he already knew deep down. You said the last thing he told you was that you already saved him, right? That he finally had the peace of mind he wanted. Yeah. What does that mean, though? Maybe he can finally feel at peace, knowing you felt the same way for him as he did for you. I wouldn't exactly call that saving him, but at the very least, he can rest easy. Thanks to you, he won't have any regrets now. Kodo, what should we do now? My father should be coming soon. He said he was willing to take me and Mio home. Maybe he can take the rest of you all home as well. After this bizarre experience, I think I'd feel safer that way. Yes, I agree with you wholeheartedly, Natsuki. Sayori, are you going to be okay? I can stay over if you'd like. Monica, I don't want to. It's no trouble at all, Sayori. We're all here for you. Besides, Daniel was our friend as well. Considering you two grew up together, though, I can't imagine the pain you feel. The anguish of losing her childhood friend and her very first love. I can't fathom how painful it must be. I'm so sorry, Sayori. As am I. Me too. Thank you all. You know what? If you can stay over, Monica, I'd appreciate that. Of course, Sayori. Thank you both, Mio and Kodo. It's no problem at all. I'm most likely going to get an earful from my father, but I would gladly do it again if it meant helping out a friend.
We all gather around for one last group hug as I notice a pair of headlights coming into view. Yeah, that ending still gets me. Oh, but we're not done yet here. So, it would seem this puppet was partially successful, if only by a slim margin. Perhaps she is not as much of a worthless creation as I initially thought her to be, but her demise is rather disappointing. In the end, it was the emotions of the young woman that did her in. Specifically, it was love that was her undoing. The forgotten old magic my brother lectured me about. I shall treat this as a learning experience. Should I create another dark doppelganger, it would be wise to be mindful of how much I amplify their emotions, as well as which emotions I tamper with. Yes, I will not be denied of my destiny. I can already feel the stars aligning in my favor. Soon, I will be free, and not even my brother will be able to stop me. Okay.
Hello everyone, so nice to see you again. How did you feel about the show?
It was even more depressing than the last two, and I was practically trying to fight back tears.
So it seems as though your choices didn't exactly lead to a happy ending for Daniel and Sayori. Well, you were able to deny the imposter Sayori her love. She snapped and became very unpredictable. They say restraint can be the purest form of strength. Thankfully, Daniel resisted every trick the imposter had up her sleeve. While he was finally able to tell his childhood friend and first love how much she meant to him, he had already made the ultimate sacrifice. It's just as Kodanoa said, giving the gift of life and a chance to live is something not many people can do. Not unless it's for someone they love with all their heart. Love can be a beautiful thing, but it can also be fragile and tainted by outside forces. There will be those who will try to break apart what you have, but so long as you remain true to one another, those bonds of love can weather any storm. The bond Daniel and the real Sayori shared was a truly beautiful thing. I don't know if things would have been different if he had just played along and acted at just the right time. My apologies for getting emotional there, players. I think it's about time.
I think that's about all the time we have. Or,
I think it's about time for all we have anyway.
I think that's about all the time we have anyway. Probably the better way to have worded it.
Until we meet again, my little forlorn hearts at home, stay golden. Remember that the moonlight is a messenger of love. And also remember to keep the ones you love close, and the memories of those not with you even closer.
That ending. Courtroom of a Crimson King. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. Well. Okay, this session has gone on for about 2 hours, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave it here for now. Or... then again... I don't remember how long the true ending is, especially considering
we're going to be skipping over some familiar territory. Well, you know what?